Hi everybody, Steve Griffiths here, developer of the MTPredictor software program. Today I'd like to talk about a topic that most amateur traders find very difficult, and that's losses. In fact, very few vendors in this business ever talk about losses because obviously it's not good sales pitch to talk about losses. But as a professional trader, we all must accept losses and know and understand that losses can and do unfold when trading any speculative markets. So therefore it's important to know that these do happen and how to cope with them and what it's all about. So that's why this video, although some of you will find very strange, is dedicated to looking at losses. Just to give you an example, I want to go through the 4 US E-minis for yesterday, that's Thursday, March the 17th, and have a look at the signals we got. That's the automatic signals in MTPredictor in the 4 US minis. First one is a 3-minute chart of the YM, and you can see here there's actually no signals at all. So a very quiet day on the YM when actually no automatic signals. For advanced traders, if you put the DP off the prior pivot of the last swing into the high, which is that DP there, just again, this is an aside, the DP caught the low of the day. So for advanced traders there is additional things you can do, but I want to look at the automatic setups today. So on the YM there's no automatic setups, although advanced traders could have caught the low of the day. Let's have a look at the Russell Index. Now this is what I want to particularly look at. In MTPredictor we have history triangles. These are these little triangles here. They show filled, not necessarily failed, but filled trades. You can put the analysis on, just as I'm doing here, and then you can see where you were filled and where you were stopped out. So in this example, yes, there would have been 2 trades yesterday on the Russell Index. This one was on a blue STF, this one was on black STF, so both valid, and both would have been stopped out with -1R losses. Now this is important to understand that the trick to successful trading is keeping the losses small, and that's why we use position sizing. So we use a percentage risk on our account to make sure that when losses unfold, and they will, don't be fooled into think that you can trade without losses, that you will get losses. We keep the losses small. In this example we're using 2% of a $20,000 account, but if you're a new trader I'd suggest you probably lower that to 1% on your trading account to keep the losses small, so psychologically it's easier for you to unfold. But the point being is we look at risk units. So here, yes, it was a day where the Russell Index would have made -2R loss. Just note that down. Let's have a look at another market, ES. Again here, one setup we can see on the chart there, and yes, that would have also been a loss, a -1R loss. So we had -1, -1, -1. So far on the 3 ESs or the 3 E minis would be -3R down. Now I don't suggest you trade all the signals on all the markets. If you see other help videos you'll see that we only trade if there's more than one setup at the same time. We trade the markets in an order of priority where we give the first one, or the first highest priority to the most liquid market, which is normally the ES. So for example, if you get the same setup on the ES and say the Russell Index, you'd only trade it on the ES, and that avoids doubling up on your risk. But I just want to just look at these losses just so you understand that there can be losses unfold, and also in MTPredictor we don't hide them. So there's our history triangle. When the analysis was put on, yes, you can see that was actually a -1R loss, again -1 risk unit. Now let's look at the Nasdaq. This is the NQ. Now this was a slightly different situation. Again, this is why I suggest you follow all 4 USE minis when you're trading, because as we've seen on the YM we had no trades, Russell Index was -2R, ES was -1R, but let's come and look at this market, the NQ. Here we had 4 setups. If I zoom in a bit, 4 setups on the day. We had 2 DP sells against the black STF, so they were valid. A TS4 buy against the black STF, and that was again a valid trade, and also a history triangle here, but I'll come on to that in a moment. that was not a failed trade, it was a filled trade and not stopped out. This is why I say filled trade and not failed trade. But let's just go through these. The first cell set up here, put the analysis on, and as you can see, entered, stopped out, -1R lost. Again, -1 risk unit. This is what we're looking at. Next DP cell, again we analyse it, put the setup on, and here we are. Lo and behold, at this profit at the first target, which is a valid target because the STF is weak, plus 3R. So do you see suddenly how, even though on the other markets we're -4R down, one single trade at plus 3R suddenly puts everything back into profit again, or not profit again, but wipes out 3 of the prior losses. Let's have a look at this TS4 setup. Again, you can analyse everything in MTPredictor. Nothing's hidden. There's no point hiding anything because you don't gain anything from it. Here the market went up to the 100% initial risk guideline, so some traders could have actually protected this with a break-even trade, but I want to show a worst case scenario here. Again, there's very few trading gurus who will actually show a worst case scenario because they want to sell software. However, I want to teach you how the markets really unfold so you're prepared and actually can cope with how the markets are in real life. This I think is more important. So let's assume this is a -1R loss. So we add another -1R. And so at the moment we're -1, -1, -1, -1, plus 3, -1. So far we're actually -2R down. Again, risk units. Now let's go on to this history triangle. Again, we put the analysis on, and this is why we allow you to put the analysis on, because you can see here it's a double top. You weren't actually stopped out. So this trade was entered, not stopped out, down to the first target where you had a plus 2.3R. Plus 2.3R. Now initially that may look really bad that you had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 losses and only 2 profits. Now most people think that's bad trading. However, with plus 2.3R at the end of the day, add that to the plus 3R, that's plus 5.3R, and remember we had 5 -1R losses, so lo and behold, even with more losing trades than winners, and actually what seems to be a bad day overall, MTPredictor came out with a small plus 0.3R profit. Now that is an absolutely excellent result, because if you can come out basically break even or small loss or small profit on a day that's quite hard, that keeps your trading capital intact and it allows you to basically be ready for when you get better days. Now we know that the day before, if we go back, the day before on like the YM we had some absolutely amazing trades here. A plus 4.1R profit there. That was against a red STF, so it was invalid. And even on the NQ, if we go back to just the day before, again, red STF, so you're only looking at cells. Here's another TS2 cell that made plus 4.7. So that's what this video is about today, is that some days you'll have some good profitable days where you put some good money in the bank, but other days will be hard. And I want to make it totally clear that when you're trading, there will be days that are hard and you will have losing trades, sometimes more losing trades than profits. But by using correct position sizing and having 1 or 2 trades that do make big multiples, in other words plus 2, plus 3R, you actually wipe out lots of losses all in one go. So even on a bad day, the correct use of position sizing can allow you to be either small loss, small profit or break even, but basically control your losses and not let them get out of control. That's the key to successful trading. The profitable days are actually easy, but it's how to cope with harder days where you do get lots of losing trades, and let's face it, that happens in any system. Any system you use will have losing trades, but the key to keeping your trading capital intact is keeping those losses small, and when the profits come through they then are larger than the losses, and that's the key to successful trading, not avoiding losses but keeping them small, and that's what we do in MTPredictor.